Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Let's start with our new lecture. That is lecture number 23 for Web Technologies and Programming course. In today's lecture, we will cover more data and content regarding PHP. Before continuing to today's lecture, let's overview the summary of previous lecture. In the previous lecture, we have first of all discussed about the environment setting for PHP. We have seen that we can download the WAM server, where WAM is abbreviation of Windows, Apache, MySQL and PHP. And you have to download the WAM server as per your operating system and its architecture, and then by simply pressing few clicks you can install the WAM server. Here we have seen in the start that WAM server when installed is shown with some colors, and WAM icon can be seen in the tray near the time on your taskbar. If the color of the WAM icon is red or orange, it means that WAM is not properly working. So there are some issues. The most common issues for WAM server are either a DLL is missing, so you have to install that particular DLL by installing VLC Registerable Service Pack 1, and we have also seen that the WAM color is red, having the symbol of issue due to port conflict. WAM has also the port conflict with Skype at 80 or IAS server with 80 port by default. So you need to settle the port issue of WAM server. For that, you need to open the configuration file, and you need to mention the port 80, and then you have to replace port 81. So you need to replace 81 port for 80, and then save that and start the services of WAM server, and now the issues will be solved and WAM color will be green, icon color will be green. Now let's overview about the PHP. PHP is basically a server-side scripting language. Initially, the concept of PHP was to design for personal home pages. PHP is basically an open source, it's free. PHP can be executed on any platform. It is platform independent, like it can be executed on Linux, on Mac operating system, on Windows, on Unix. And PHP is also supported with many databases like MySQL, MS Access. And we need to use PHP because it is easy to use and it is supported for object-oriented paradigm and procedural paradigm. And then we have discussed about the basic syntax of PHP. We have seen that PHP can be written as starting tag of PHP is start angle tag with question mark in PHP, and for ending question mark angle tag. And the lines of PHP code will be inside this start and end tag of PHP. We have seen that PHP code can be written in Dreamweaver, Adobe Dreamweaver and Macromedia, and in Notepad++. And you can save the PHP file with .php extension, and you have to place the PHP files in your www root folder of your WAM server, and you can check the output of PHP files on the web browser on user side. Then we have seen the PHP constants. The PHP constants are basically those values which are predefined to particular values. And then we have seen about PHP constants, where we have discussed that constants are fixed values which are predefined, and then we have seen constants as global. After the constants, we have discussed about PHP variables, and variables are basically used to change the values on the fly on runtime. And there are different types of variables like local variable, global variable, and static variable. So we have seen their scope according to the functions and outside the functions. And if we don't want to destroy our local variable and want to reuse it, then we will use the static keyword. And we have seen that we can also come to know the different types of variable by using the type determination. That variable type, data type is integer or float, and similarly so others. And in the end of previous lecture, we have seen how to declare string, and we have finally reviewed PHP is as loosely typed language, which means that if the user is not explicitly mentioning the data type of variable, the PHP itself comes to know about the data type by the value of that particular variable. So this is the concept of loosely typed language. This is all about that we have discussed in today's lecture. What we are going to discuss in today's lecture. In today's lecture, we are first of all going to cover in detail about different types of operators that are supported in PHP with examples. Then we will see the conditional statements and their types with examples. And then we will discuss about looping statements with example. And finally, we will overview about the concept of arrays in PHP. Operators in PHP are basically used to perform different operations on variables and their values. So, if you want to use the variables for different sort of calculations, you need to use operators. And PHP is dividing the operators in following major categories. The first one is arithmetic operator, then assignment operator, string operators, increment and decrement operators, logical operators, comparison operators, equality operators, array operators. Let's overview all the operators one by one. The first one is arithmetic operator. The PHP arithmetic operators are used with numeric values to perform common arithmetical operations. So, for numeric values 0 to 9 are the basic numeric digits, and if you want to perform any operation on numeric data type variable, you have to use arithmetic operators. What are arithmetic operators? For example, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, percentage, exponential. These all are different arithmetic operators that can be used for numeric values. The second type of assignment operator is basically the operators that are used for numeric values to write a value to a variable. To write to a value means if you want to assign a particular value to a variable, you have to use assignment operators. The basic assignment operator in PHP is equal. It means the value on the left hand side of the equation will be assigned to the value on the right hand side of the expression. And equal sign is majorly used, and also the static equal, the / equal is used. So here we are going to see the example, but here you can see over here right now the equal operator is mentioned, and then if you see in the second line of the slide, it is mentioned plus equals to. How it is used? The $sign variable a plus equals to means the a is on the other side, $sign b. So let's see on detail with assignment operators. So as if it is written x equals to y or y equals to x, it is same. It means that you're assigning the value of left hand side on the right hand side. The next one is x plus equals to y. It is same, just like write x equals to x plus y, and you are adding two operators. The next one is subtraction. X minus y equals to x minus equals to y. It is same, just like you write x equals to x minus y, and then you have written x steric equals to y. It is same as you write x equals to x steric y. And then x divisible equal y means x equals to x divisible y. It's like division. And then you have seen x percentage equals y. It is similarly as x equals to x percentage y. So you can see the addition, the subtraction, the multiplication, the division, the modulus, and in the top the assigning is used for assignment operators as well. The next category for the operator is string operator. PHP has two operators for the string that are specially designed for strings. The first one is dot and the second one is dot equal to. Now see how they are used in example. $sign a variable declared, then a value is mentioned in inverted commas, then dot is mentioned over here if you can see, and then the second value EFGH is mentioned in inverted commas. See the output of this particular line over here in front. Here the variable a will get the concatenation of the string in this way: a, b, c, d, e, f, g, h. Now the a is containing these values. So now if you are writing $a variable dot equals to ijk, so what it is going to do? These are the previous values that are already mentioned over here, and this ijk values is now appended in the previous variable. So now it will appear as a, b, c, d, e, f, g, h, I, j, k consecutively. So basically string operator is using two concepts. The first concept, that is only the dot concept. This concept is only used for concatenation, and you simply write between the two variables as dot and then the second variable, and it will concatenate the string 1 and string 2. While the second operator is dot equals to, and it is basically concatenation assignment operator, and what it is going to do, it will take the variable 1 and then dot equals to and then the variables 2, and it will append the variable 2 value to variable 1. So these are two ways to use string operators. Let's see an example. The PHP value tag is started, then the echo to write the output, and then heading 1 is mentioned as string operator. Now the declaration variable $sign is mentioned, first name equals to Tehseen mentioned. It is basically assigning a value to this first variable, first name, and then $sign last name equals to Abbasi, and it is assigning to the second variable last name. And see what is over there. Echo, now full name will contain new variable is full name, first name the values in the first variable, and then dot is mentioned, space, and then dot last name is mentioned, and then a line break. And now whatever the value is, it will be in the first name, that is this one, then dot equals to, now the second type of string concatenation is presented with welcome equals to, and now mention the concatenation of first name over here. So here you are using only dot, while here you are using dot equals to. So the result for the first one is the first name and then the last name by using the concatenation, and the result for second one is first name and then the defined text as append. So you can also see over here another example for it, that H1 heading is mentioned for addition and concatenation it is. So a variable is assigned with value 10, and then another variable is assigned with value 10.5. Now on the output, the variable A is assigned with plus equals to, it means A equals to A plus B, and then variable B. So it equals to A plus B. Now there will be a line break, and now the second category is dot equals to, it means concatenation of B with A. So whatever the value will be in the B will be concatenated with A. So see the output, addition is 20.5 as of value A is 10 and B is 10.5, and the second is now the A is getting the value. If you see over here, it is getting the value on A, that is this one 20.5. So now concatenated it is 10.5. The increment and decrement operator. The PHP also supports increment operator in order to increment a particular variable value, and similarly the PHP also supports a decrement operator in order to decrement a particular variable value. The increment operator can be presented with plus plus, while the decrement operator can be presented with minus minus. So if you do consider B equals to $A plus plus, it means it is increasing the value of A, and if it is written as B equals to plus plus $A, it is post increment. So see over here the concept. The increment operator is basically of two categories. The first one is pre-increment and the second one is post-increment. These are two categories for the increment, and similarly there are two categories for the decrement, pre-decrement and post-decrement. For pre-increment you can see plus plus $X. It basically increments the value of X by 1 and then returns the value to variable X, while $X plus plus returns X and then increment the value of X by 1. So it will return the value after increment, while the post increment will first return the value and then increment. And the pre-increment works in the same manner. The minus minus $X is basically first decrement the value and then return the variable X, while $x minus minus first will return the value of x and then will decrease the value of x by 1 decrement value. Now the PHP code for its heading is mentioned increment techniques. Now see how $a variable is declared with a predefined value 10, and then we are presenting echo. This is basically increment before display, pre-increment by 1, and then output the variable a line break, and then post increment and $a plus plus increment, first return the value and then increment the variable with value 1 line break, and now it is incremented, so it will have a new value that is to displaying the incremental value, and now the variable is displayed here, and then the closing tag for the PHP is given. See increment technique as a heading. So the first value is 11. By default the variable a has the value of 10. So when we have done the technique of, that is pre-increment, that is we have mentioned as plus plus a, so what it is going, a will have the value as 1 plus 10, so the value is equals to 11, so that 11 value is displayed over here. Now the post increment, where it is written as a plus plus, a has the this value, so that value is displayed over here as an 11 value, and then a is incremented by a equals to a plus 1, so the a has the value of 11 plus 1, and now the a will have value of 12, so the incremented value will be 12, that is displayed as here. In this way we will have 11, 11 and 12. Now the logical operator. The PHP has the logical operators that are used to combine conditional statements, and we know different conditional statements. What are those? If statement, if else statement. So we have discussed the conditional statement in the previous lecture. We have seen in lecture number 22. So what are the logical operators? The AND operator, the OR operator, the NOT operator, the XOR operator, and similarly the assignment operator and OR. So let's see all of the operator one by one. The AND operator is basically presented with simply the English word AND. For example, if it is written a variable x and variable y, so it will be used as a condition with conditional statement. So it will form the condition that if both the values are true, the value of x and value of y are true, both should be matched. When it is OR, it means true if either x is true or either y is true. Then XOR is mentioned. It means true if either x is true or either y is true, but not both. Both should not be true, because both true are included in AND. And then AND. The AND symbol is basically mentioned as AND as well. So this AND representation is if both the values of x and y are true. This is basically matching, and this is basically assigning. Then OR. So if either x or y, one is true, and then not equals to, it means if x is not equals to true. The next is basically the comparison operator. The PHP comparison operators are used to compare two values, number or string. The first one is greater symbol, then less than equals to, and then greater than equals to. So by using the comparison operator, you can compare either number values or string values. Let's see the comparison operators. The first one is equal. Now do consider the equal is double equal symbol is given. It means the value of x should be equal to the value of y. Means the both values should be same. It is not the assignment operator. Please keep in mind, it is comparison operator. That the value of x should be same as the value of y. You are matching both values by this equal. So if both values are true, means matching, then it will return true. The next one is identical. Identical is one step ahead than equal. Identical is checking that the data type of both variables are same. So if it is written variable x equal means identical, and then variable $y is mentioned, then it means if the data type of x and the data type of y are of same type, then return true. Then not equals to, it will return true if the value of x is not equal to the value of y. And another way of writing not equals to in this way. So either you write in this way or either you write in this way, they both are treated as not equals to. This means the same. Then not identical. So if you are writing sign of exclamation with double equals between two variables, it means you want to match the data type of two variables, which means in this case that the data type of x is not equal to the data type of y. Then greater than symbol, dollar of x greater than dollar of y. It means the value of x should be greater than the value of y. So it will return true if the value of x is greater than value of y. Then less than, dollar of x is less than equal to dollar of y. It means it will return the value of x if it is less than the value of y. And then greater than equals to, the greater than or equals to means that the value of x is greater or equal, then it is mentioned with y. Either the value should be greater, and if it is equal still, it will return true. And then less than equals to, the value of x should be less than y, or if the value of x is equal to y, then still it will return the true. So these are comparison operators for numbers or string values. The next one is equality operator. Equality operators are basically, you have seen this one, double equals, not equals to, and identical. We specifically call them equality operator. Now see the examples. Here equality heading is mentioned. Then variable 1 is assigned with 10 and variable 2 is assigned with 10. If variable a equals to variable b, then echo, equal, and echo line break. Here if A is equal to B, then it will present equal as an output, else it will present not equal as an output. While for second case, if variable A is identical to variable B, means the data type of A is similar as the data type of B, then it will present equal, else not equals. So there is a strict comparison between the data type in case first and in case 2. In case 1, the data type is same, so it will appear as equal. So in case 1 it is equal, and in case 2 it is, if not equal, then present the not equal output. So see, the output, the first output is equal. Why? Because the value of A is 10 and the value of B is 10, as you can see at the declaration time. So here the values are matched, that's why equal is presented. While here it is mentioned at data type, so if the first is mentioned integer and the second is string, so here the matching of data type is done, which is not same because the first one is integer value and the second one is string. That's why the output that is not identical will be displayed. Now we are going to discuss about conditional statements in PHP. Whenever you want to perform different actions for different conditions, you can use conditional statements in your code in order to perform it. In PHP language, we have the following conditional statement: if statement, and that will execute code if the condition in the if is true. The if else statement, it will be executed if the condition is if is true. If it is false, then the other condition, another line of code that is mentioned in the else will be executed. Then if else statement, so first the condition of if will be checked. If it is true, if code will be executed. If the condition of if is not true, then else if condition will be checked. If that is true, that code will be executed, and if again else if condition is not true, then the remaining statement in else will be executed. And in the end, we will discuss about switch statement, where there are multiple cases and we have to select one out of multiple cases for that particular line of code to be executed. First of all, if statement. Always remember, the code inside the if statement will be executed if the condition for the if statement is true. So the syntax for writing the if condition is if, then mention the condition, and then mention the brackets, and in the brackets mention the code that you want to execute for if condition. And if the condition is true, then this code will be executed. Let's consider an example for it. Here you can see that PHP tag, start tag is mentioned, and then a variable that t is mentioned with date type h is given. So if the variable has less than equal to 20, string value is matched. If the condition is true, then print the output, have a good day. So here you can see if it is true, so it is displaying the value, that is have a good day. So this is the output. So condition is true, so the statement inside the if are executed and are showing the required output. The second one is if else statement. We require the if else statement if we want to execute some code if a condition in if is true, and if the condition becomes false, we want to execute some other code that is to be written in else. So if condition is mentioned, if the condition will be true, the code of if brackets will be executed, and in case the condition is false, the code of else statement will be executed. So on true if will be executed, on true else will be executed. Let's see the example. So again, the PHP start tag is mentioned with time is given, and then it is mentioned with a condition in the if that if t variable is less than 20, present have a good day. Else if the condition is false, mention have a good night. In this case, the t variable is less than 20 for the date, and then it means it will be executed for the if statement, and the result is have a good day that is displayed. The next conditional statement is the if else statement. The if else statement is executed for different codes when you want to execute for more than two conditions. So consider if condition and then line of code. If the condition is true, the code is to be executed if the condition is true. Now the second condition, the first condition is not true, but it is possible that the second condition might be true. So for else if, you will write the second condition and code to be executed. If the code in the second condition becomes true, then you will write the particular line of code for it. But in case the first condition is false, it will move to the second condition, and if second condition is also false, then it will move to the else part. And for else, all the code that you want to execute, you can write over here. So let's see the example for the if else if statement. Here you can see that PHP start tag is mentioned with date, and then the string is smashed. The fifth string is less than 10, and then if else if or's value is given basically, and then else if the condition is less than 20, present have a good day, else have a good night. So you see the R time that is moving right now is less than 10. So first condition became true. So the result is have a good morning, because right now the server time is 5 o'clock, that is less than 10. Then the following message is printed, that is have a good morning. In case if it is written the value is less than 2, now it will be false, and the value is less than 4, it will be false, because the time is 5 o'clock right now, I told you. So it will check that if it's not 5, less than, greater than 5 is greater than 2, and then it is greater than 4, then it will display the third condition output, that is for the else have a good night. The next conditional statement is basically the switch statement. Use the switch statement when you want one condition out of many blocks of the code. And the writing syntax for switch statement is you write the word keyword switch, and in bracket you mention the variable, and then you write case option, and you write the particular action that you want to execute, and then you break for that particular condition. So the way of writing switch is you mention the switch, here you mention the condition, and then you want the different cases. Now you mention case label 1. So the code to be executed if n is equal to label 1, and if n equals to label 2, then condition case 2 will be executed, and if n label equals to 3, then condition case 3 will be executed, and in case it doesn't match to anyone, the code to be executed if n is different in all the labels. So either the n will be matched with case 1, or either the n will be matched with case 2, or either the n will be matched with case 3. So whatever the case, the n will be executed. In case it doesn't match to any condition, then n will be executed for the default condition that is mentioned over here. So let's see the output for the conditional statement. Here you can see a PHP start tag is mentioned, and then echo is mentioned for the heading switch statement. Here a variable a is declared with initial value 10, and then an operator that is mentioned with variable a and the percentage 2 that is mentioned, that take the percentage of 2% for that. Now we have mentioned the case of that particular variable, that is variable opt. If now the case 0, print the value of variable a if it is an even value, else break means go to next. If doesn't match, then it will move to again to the switch statement, and again the switch will check for other case. If it is the odd value, print that. So here in this case it is even, because you have seen the value is divisible by 2, modulus is perfectly divisible by 2, so it means it is an even value. So moving onward, now we are going to review about loops. There are 4 looping statements that are supported in PHP: for loop, while loop, do while loop, and for each loop. Let's review all of them one by one. The first one is for loop. The for loop is used when you know in advance how many times you want the script to be executed. So you know in advance for condition, that is you know in advance for how many times you want to execute that particular loop. For integer counter, test counter, and increment the counter. So first of all you will initialize the counter value, then you will match the condition, and then you will increase the value after every condition is executed. And on a matching, the line of code inside the for loop will be executed. Here you can see clearly for variable a equals to 0 and variable a is less than 10, and then variable a is increasing the value. And here you are going to mention the relevant statements. Now the output of for loop. Here you have seen the document type is mentioned, HTML start tag is mentioned, the body tag is static, and then the PHP start tag is mentioned, and here you can see the for loop is applied. For the variable x is assigned with an initial value 0, statement is closed with semicolon, the variable x is checked with the values that it should be less than 10, and then you have mentioned that increase the variable after each condition. So what is the output? The variable will come for the compiler condition here. So it will see that variable value is 0. So the number is presented at 0. A line break is given. Again increment, come to the next condition. The value is incremented now because of this particular incremented condition. So it will print the number is 1, line break, and again because of incremented value it will again mention the next value check, that is again less than 10, so the variable is 2. And similarly carrying on, when the value is 10 it will print the number is 10, and next time the value will be 11, so that will not match the condition, so it will be terminated. So the body tag is closed and the HTML tag is closed. The second loop statement is while loop. The while loop is executed for a block of code as long as the condition is true. Until the condition is true, the line of code will be executed continuously. If the condition becomes false, the line of code inside the while loop will be terminated. So the syntax is you write while and then you write the condition that is true, and then you write the statements that you want to execute. Okay, let's see the example of while loop. PHP tag is started, mentioned, and then the variable x is assigned with value 1, and then you can see the variable condition is matched over here, that while the value of x is less than equal to 5, then print the number is value of x, take a line break, and here the post increment is mentioned, increase the value with 1, and then condition is closed. So first time the value is 1, the condition will become true, the number is 1. The value is increased, the next time the value will be 2, the condition is matched and the number is 2. The next time value is increased to 3, condition is matched and the number is 3. The value is increased by 1, that is 4, the condition is matched and the value is printed as 4. The value is incremented by 1, the value is now 5, the condition will check with equal, that is fine, the number is fine. The value is incremented with 1, that is 6, the condition is no more true right now, the value is 6, that is not less than equals to 5, so it will not execute the code, it will terminate. The next one is do while loop. The do while loop will always execute the block of code at once. So once the block will be executed, and then it will check the condition and repeat the loop until the specified condition is true. Means once the do statements will be executed and then the condition for the first time is matched. So carrying on, let's see the example of do while loop. The PHP start tag is mentioned. Now the x variable is assigned with value 1, and then do the number is the condition of the value of x will be printed by echo, and then the condition is mentioned increment with 1, and then after that increment it is mentioned another condition with while loop, that is check the value of x with less than equal to 5. The first time when the loop will be executed, it will print the number is 1, then number is increased over here, and in while if the condition will be matched, the number will be 2, so it will print the value 2. The value is increased to 3, matched in condition 3 is less than equal to 5, it is presented at the number is 3. The value is increased to 4, condition is matched 4 is less than 5, then it is executed for the number is 4. Now the value is equal to 5, the value is incremented, and the while loop condition is true, so now it will show the printed value, the number is 5. Now the value is increased over condition in 6, now the while condition is false, so the do loop will not continue because 6 is not less than equals to 5. Now it will terminate. The last category for the loops is for each loop. The for each loop works only on arrays, and it is basically used to loop through each key and value pair in an array. It is used to read an entire array. For example, for each you mention the $sign array as first variable, as the $sign value the second variable. So for each value pair in an array it will be executed. See the example. So PHP start tag is mentioned, then $color as variable is assigned with array, that is the first value is 0 as red on index 0, the second value is green on index 1, then blue on index 2, and then the yellow on index 3. So for each variable this as value, first time the value is what? The value is red, print that value and take a line break. Now iterate through the array and go to the next value that is green and print that and take a line break. Iterate to the array, go to the next value that is blue and print the array, and iterate to the value of array that is yellow, print the value yellow and take a line break. Iterate through, now there is no more iteration because the array is ended, so the code will be terminated. So see the examples of all loops over here that we have studied. The for loop with initial condition, with condition to be matched, and increment operator. So here it is mentioned the echo statement until it will be equal to 5 or less than 5. The second one is the while loop where condition is matched. Until the condition is true, it is going to represent this one. The next is output. So see the output for loop and the output for the while loop. Now we are seeing about array. Here you can see we have declared an array of players with first value Shahid Khan Afridi, the second Muhammad Amir, and third ABD Willers. Now we are echoing that particular player's value, and for that we have executed for each loop, and pair is representing all values. See the output, the first value, the second and third one, and when it is going for fourth one, it is not matching the required condition, so it is terminated. Let's see the concept of arrays in PHP. Array is basically a data structure that stores multiple values in one single variable. An array is a special type of variable which can hold more than one value at a time. And normally array is defined as group of items that can share multiple characteristics. Always remember, array consists of two components, key and value, and PHP does not require you to assign a size to an array at creation time. So the PHP does not require that you can assign some size to an array at the creation time, means you have to mention it later on. So declaring an array name key equals to value. Here you mention the value for the array, and the value is given as Shahid Khan Afridi as array index 0. Now how to add an element in array? By assigning a particular value to that particular array, and the value should be matched with data type of the array. The next one is adding or accessing element in an array. So an array can be accessed by its index. Like here we can see an example that it is written echo player and then array index 0 is mentioned. Whatever the value will be on index 0 will be displayed. So let's see the output. The first array is mentioned, then the array is declared with default value, and then we are adding different values to the array, and then for each loop we are executing each value, the player's value for each loop. So fetching that, all the values will be displayed in sequence. The first is Shahid Afridi, the second Muhammad Amir, and third ABD Willers. Why? Because these are assigned in sequence. Then we also know that there is a category of array that is associative array. Associative arrays are array with name keys. You define an element name instead of array index, and it will be taking the particular name for array index instead of 0, 1, 2, 3 for array index. So player mentioned Shahid equals to Shahid Khan Afridi. Here you will mention array with name. Shahid is the name over here, so it is associative array. And you can add an element in array by simply assigning operator, and you can also access an array by printing echo and call the array name with $sign. So the array can also be used to create an array name which contains multiple array items, and the array can also be used for a player name which contains multiple string data types item as well. See the example of associative array declared using array. So an array player variable is given with an array. An array has Shahid Khan Afridi, Amir and Muhammad Amir, and then a header style tree, and then players are displayed and accessing the elements by name. So if you want to access a particular array by the name, then you are giving players Shahid, you are accessing it, and then players Amir, you are accessing it. So it will represent Shahid Ali Afridi, Khan Afridi and Muhammad Amir for the required output. And then how to sort the arrays. The arrays can be sorted either with a sort function, or by resort it can be sorted in descending order. When you use sort function, the array will be sorted in ascending order, and when you are going to use rsort function, the array will be sorted in descending orders. Let's see the example. For the same array players, it is mentioned, and in the end you can see over here the code is mentioned sort player. Here you can see it is mentioned as sort players. So it will sort the array with respect to ascending order, and here for each loop it will be executed. So how? So this will be displayed in particular sequence as it is organized. Now the reverse sorting, where you have mentioned array sort, and now it is mentioned as rsort reverse sorting for the player, and the players will be displayed as output in the reverse manner. So what we have studied in today's lecture, we have seen different operators, we have seen assignment operators, we have seen arithmetic operator, string operator for the concatenation and catenation appending, then increment, where we have seen pre-increment and post-increment, and similarly pre-decrement and post-decrement, and the logical operators and or and comparison operator less than equal to greater than equals to, and then equality operator for identical and for matching the data type for identical variable. And then we have seen conditional statement. Depending upon the need, we execute either if statement, if else statement, or if else if statement. And finally we have seen about switch statement for one particular condition to be executed. And then we have seen different types of loop: for loop, while loop, do while loop, and for each loop, and how the loops are executed for particular condition with example we have reviewed. In the end, we have seen array which holds multiple values, and we have seen associative array and how to sort the array in ascending order and descending order we have discussed with particular code. This was all about today's lecture. Thank you for today's lecture.